Today I'm going to propose an onboarding plan that I have for an organization. This could be for any organization, not one in specific. I would like this onboarding plan to be more like a course, maybe like a 1 or 2 day course, and I wouldn't want it to be more than 2 days because I don't want to bore the newcomers that are coming into the company. But basically, I do want it to have a few steps, and I want it to be structured. I want it to be institutionalized socialization by the organization that's planning this. So basically, what would happen is that after we recruit these newcomers, these new employees, what would happen is that an email would be sent to them asking them to join the organization a certain day at a certain time. I would like it to be in the modality of high flex. I would like them to choose whether they would want to come in person or if they want to watch it online. So they would be sent the email with all the details and also a link to the meeting if they choose to watch it at home. And once that's set in stone and once the day of the meeting arrives, what would happen in the meeting or the course, the onboarding course, basically we would give like a welcome to the company. So we would kind of give them like a short summary of what the company is about, who the team is, who to direct questions to, kind of like set up their business account if the organization offers new emails or new accounts to set that up. Basically a whole bunch of logistics that would go into the onboarding course. That would be kind of like the first step. Then we would introduce the core values of the company. So here would be the mission, the vision of the company, what the company is all about, the values like trustworthiness, integrity, honesty. All these things are really important. And we would also explain kind of like the code of conduct, like what type of behavior is expected in the organization. Then we would kind of like introduce them to what strategies are applied in the organization. So basically we would give an intro about that information, about the team, the role of the organization, and the overall aim. So using that strategy, right? And that this depends on the organization, what the organization does. So the strategies would be different, but it would kind of be explaining those strategies of the whatever organization they are in. So once we explain all the strategies that are involved in the company, what would happen is that then we would explain to them their role, what they came for, what they were hired for, their role in the organization. So we would outline basically responsibilities that they have to do, their role in the team, and the goals that they are expected to meet. Then we would tell them, how to target an audience, our external stakeholders, how to target them, how to captivate them, how to attract them to the organization. That would go along with the strategies as well. So this is kind of like the onboarding plan that I have in mind. I do want it to be, like I said, institutionalized. However, I want the institutionalized socialization to also encourage individual socialization that they can later do once they have set up themselves in the company, in the organization. I do want them to have the resources. Also, one thing that would go in the plan would be how to use the company's resources. And that part of individual socialization would go in there. Look, we have these resources that you can use for individual socialization to gain knowledge of our company. So that would be a part of the plan as well, where we would show them these are our resources, this is our technology, this is what we use here, this is how you use it. so they kind of have like a general knowledge of everything that is offered to them in the organization, as well as what is expected of them to do in the organization. And like I said, I would like this to be high flex. I want this to be both in person and also at home. Because like I said, I would like people to choose what they're most comfortable with. I also believe that, as a psychologist, as an IO psychologist, you can motivate people by allowing them to do what they feel most comfortable with. So knowing that, the internet has difficulties with socialization, I do want it to be a dynamic course. I do want there to be a Q&A section. I want there to be a section where the newcomers speak. And I don't want it to be just the organization talking. So I do want it to be dynamic to kind of like enrich the conversation and to kind of like enrich the onboarding plan, to kind of, make the socialization better in the internet environment per se. So although that it sounds captivating, there could be some disadvantages and advantages to this high flex modality. Face to face is much more different. People would probably pay more attention. They could probably hear better, see better. Virtually, it would be probably like a little bit harder to see with the camera, or they could have internet problems and they would have trouble hearing. So those could be like some disadvantages with the high flex, which is like a little bit of both. But some advantages are that, like I said, you would feel more comfortable choosing what you want to do. If you're at home, you don't have to displace yourself, you don't have to move anywhere. So it's very easy to access the information. If you go in person, you can also pay attention better probably, and you could see and hear better and be more present in what the company is saying. So that's basically the plan that I'm proposing. And like I said, I wouldn't want this to be very long. I think that it could be done in 1 day, maximum 2. Because like I said, I don't want to bore the newcomers of the organization, because then it becomes very long. And I want the motivation to stay up and the attentiveness to stay up, so they don't get tired of it and then not pay attention. And within those 1 or 2 days, make it very dynamic, make them participate in this onboarding plan, so that they can have, they feel like they are, contributing to their recruitment process, to their process entering the organization. And basically that would be it. Those would be that would be the plan. Those would be the differences between the virtual, the face-to-face, and the high flex modality, and their advantages and disadvantages.